Good evening, JPC. I hope you guys are having a good table, and I am sorry that I'm not there with you. Justin and I are out of town this week. We're taking Tuesday through Thursday, we're taking a little vacation. So, yeah, I'm going to miss this time with you, but I know you will have a good time. Tonight, we are skipping a session. It was called The Invisible Ceiling. And we are skipping it because it's so deeply ingrained in our culture here at Jesus Pursuit. It really is about empowering women in ministry and in leadership, and that there's no ceiling for them in the same way that there isn't for men. You wouldn't be here if you didn't already believe that, and it wasn't already a part of your culture. And so we're just going to bypass that. You can absolutely go back and watch it. I recommend it. It's a great teaching and worth the watch. But for our purposes, to be able to finish by June, we decided to cut that one and put the last two sessions together since they are the same topic. And it's a big topic. Oh my gosh. It's called Unpunishable. And it's really about the heart of restoration within a culture, how to restore people, how to respond when somebody makes a big mess and, disappoints us, sins against us, etc. And this is a very nuanced conversation. This is a very tender conversation. This has hit all of our lives in various ways. And, in our own JPC context, we've, in the last 2 years, have walked through this in a pretty major and public way. But I'm referring to the demise of, Michael and Angela, their marriage, the public statement that I said that he could no longer be at Jesus Pursuit and he wasn't welcome within our community anymore. That was really intense, I know. And there was decade of using this culture that we're talking about tonight that I wholeheartedly believe in, that is absolutely our stance and our posture. But as you get through this teaching and you wade through your own emotions and just some of our own things and experiences that have happened, you'll hear Danny saying that it's all about, repentance and how someone who makes a giant mess in an environment, how do they clean it up? And the goal isn't punishment, but it is repentance and reconciliation and restoration. And so that requires personal responsibility, doesn't it? How we respond to someone when they make a mess is exactly this heart and this posture that Danny's talking about. How someone manages themselves on the other side of that and the choices that they make don't always equal the happy ending. And in our most recent situation, personal responsibility and cleaning up the mess and that whole thing of repentance and reconciliation did not happen. And just for people's safety and you know the story, we had to make that decision of just saying, like, we love you, we believe in God's best for you, but you can't be here because you're not willing to clean up your mess and it's not safe for other people. So there's just like so many personal feelings and emotions attached to this conversation. Again, I want to say it's nuanced. It's what is one size fits all is God's heart to restore. And to the degree that someone repents and cleans up their mess is the degree of restoration that they experience in an environment, but not to the heart of the Lord, right? His heart is always to restore and receive people back. And so I just want to encourage you, like, this is such an important topic. I was 17 years old. I was a senior in high school, and one of my friends who came up in a really rough childhood, and her environment at the time at home was very dysfunctional, abusive. She wanted out, and she found herself quite pregnant at the end of her senior year, and she couldn't hide that secret any longer. So she told some trusted teachers and some trusted friends, and they made an example of her. And I'll never forget my senior year, being in chapel and seeing my friend in front of the school being forced to confess her sin in front of the whole school. And I was so horrified for her in that moment. And then the thing that happened next was we were told that she was being kicked out of school and that she wouldn't be allowed to graduate with the rest of us. And basically that this is what happens when you break your relationship with the rules. You get punished. And she was now the cautionary tale. She was the example to the rest of us not to find ourselves in that same situation. I remember wishing that there was an adult in the room that would do the right thing and would love her and break shame off of her and support her and walk with her. And, you know, some of us friends tried to do that. I remember we threw her a baby shower. We loved her. But I can tell you this affected her it still affects her. She's 46 years old, 47 years old, and she still is walking through the pain of this moment. I remember, 15 years later, me reaching out to her and apologizing on behalf of the church and wishing that I had said something in that moment, like, this is wrong, and that, I didn't know what to do. And her response to me was, F you. If you're apologizing to me on behalf of the church, this is what I have to say to the church. And she used the real word. And you know what? Oh, we'd kind of deserve it in that situation. That was her pain talking. And we have the opportunity as Christians, as people who love Jesus, to meet someone in the moment of their darkness and their shame and their pain, and they're making a mess, and speak the truth in love. She knew she messed up. She knew she did the wrong thing. She did not know how to make it better, and she did not know how to walk herself out of that situation. And she still doesn't. And so what could have been done differently? That's the question. And that's why I think this conversation is so important. It's important for what my friend went through at 17. It's important for what we've experienced as a church body and in our family. How we navigate these hard situations, and our culture to choose reconciliation and restoration first. That's our posture. And then what people do with it is theirs. And we get to respond according to their ability to clean up their mess. So Danny's going to go through all this. I am only sharing this stuff because I just want to reiterate how important I think it is. Danny's going to do a great job. You guys are going to have a great table talk. There's a lot of homework attached to this session. I highly recommend you do it for activations and just to dive deeper, because this might be the hardest conversation that we have in the church. So God bless you. I love you guys. And I know you're going to have a great conversation tonight. All right. Bye.